Welcome back to another Redbox Help Channel video. Today we're going to be working on slot data. Slot data is the information the kiosk uses to determine where a disk is on a deck and where it needs to pull it from or put it to. If you are having issues pulling a disk out or putting a disk away, this could be the culprit. The first thing you want to make sure is that it's just, not a broken disk case or a warped case. You want to make sure that you're using good, clean cases. So in this instance today, we're going to be logging into the Redbox desktop. You're going to need a keyboard. Plug your keyboard into a USB port on the computer. Hit Control-Alt-Enter. It'll ask for a password. Just hit the login button and it'll bring you up here to the Redbox desktop. So for today, I'm going to be showing you how to adjust deck 1, slot 1, which if you notice the yellow poles here, the yellow pole on the left, you're going to be at slot 15. The yellow pole over here that's on the right is going to be next to slot 1. So this disk right here, just to the left of the yellow pole, is the one I'm working on today. The process will be the same for every deck. Always start with disk 1. If you don't have a disk in that slot, just manually put one into it with your hands. Just slide it into place so you can do the test. So in this particular instance, I've set this so that it is not going to be pulling that disk properly. I'm going to show you that on here. We're going to go into our HAL tester. I'm going to tell it to go to deck 1, slot 1, and I'm going to tell it to get the disk. And you're going to see in here, if you're looking down here, it is actually going way off course of where it should be. So it is actually trying to pull. If you open the picker here, you can see down there the disk we're trying to get is on the right hand side, and it's trying to pull almost from the empty slot next to it. So we're off quite a bit. And it's telling you that the disk is way to the right. So that's good to know. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to go into deck configuration. Might be a good idea to take a picture of this screen. This is all the data for every deck, showing you where disk 1 is. But we're not going to mess with that. We're going to go into fixed slot alignment. And then up here, we're going to use our keyboard. We're going to tell it deck 1. We're going to tell it to move there. And it's going to move itself to what it thinks is deck 1, slot 1. Every time you use this, it always goes to slot 1, no matter what deck you choose. Do not use the apply to all decks. Always do this on each individual deck. Doing it to all decks could screw everything up because your slot data may not be off on each deck, and any changes that you make would then cause those subsequent decks to not work. Okay, so the main thing we're going to be looking at here is over here. We can move the picker left, right, up, or down. So what that means is when we're looking at a disk that's too far to the right, we want to tell it to move to the left. And you're going to see that it automatically puts 10 in there. So that's what we call 10 clicks to the left. 10 clicks is about 1 millimeter per click, so 10 millimeters to the left. Maybe a little less than that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it, okay, I want that to move to the left. Now, it's off a lot, so it's going to take more than that, but I want to show you what it looks like when we move to the left. So if you watch one of these discs, I'm going to hit left. You can barely even see it. Do it again. It's barely moving to the left. So I'm going to do it 5 times total. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to tell it to save the changes. Always remember how many times you've moved it in case you need to move it back. I'm going to tell it OK, and I'm going to close out of this, and then I'm going to tell it to sync that slot again. So it's still on deck 1, slot 1. Let's sync it and see where we're at. All right, so it looks like it was able to pull that disc. Now we want to make sure that it's going to go back in. Perfect. All right, so that is working pretty well. I'm going to sync it one more time just so we can see. Let's look right down the track at it. Perfect. Now let's make sure the up and down is good as well. It's not hitting the top of the kiosk deck and it drops into the slot. That's exactly how we want that to go. So that fixed that one. We're just going to go and we're going to check a disc a little later in the deck here. We're going to go to deck 1, slot 40. We're going to sync it as well, just to make sure that it's working all the way across. It looks like it pulled it in nice and smooth. And it put it away pretty well too. Now, one thing to note, if it's running into the deck while it's trying to put it away, you might be too high. So let's see, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to tell it to go to deck 1. Okay. Now, one thing to note on moving left and right, you do it at 10 clicks at a time. Up and down, you do it at 100. So you would just click in here and you would add it to make it 100. And then you can move it down if you need it to. These 100 clicks are very, very minimal. It's like a millimeter per 100 clicks. So it's barely going to be a noticeable difference. You may be off by 1,000, 1,500 at a time. I would start with 100, maybe 200 at a time. And then I would exit out, save your configuration, exit out, and I would try it again. Every time I make a change to it, I definitely want to check the deck, make sure it's functioning the way it should be. Again, we changed up and down here. I just moved the deck down a little bit. Still looks okay. But if you were running into, let's say you were putting this disc away here and it was running into up here, you're going to drop that, 300-400, test it, do it 300-400 again if needed until it's sliding in nice and smooth. So like we talked about, you do this on deck, whatever deck is having issues. You don't have to do it on every deck. Deck 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 might be working okay. It might be 6, 7, and 8 that are having issues. So you're not going to do it up here if your problem is down there. So make sure you're just checking the deck that you need to. And when you tell it what deck to move to, you tell it that appropriate number. And you work that one deck at a time. Don't try and fix all 8 at once, like we talked about, just one at a time. Once you've got it, go down to the next one, fix it, and so on. That is what slot data is and how to take care of it. Usually it doesn't come out of alignment, especially in home use. It's not going to be getting a lot of use, so you shouldn't see a lot of issues with it. If you have any questions, be sure to comment in the comment box, and be sure to like and subscribe so that you can get updates on future videos. Thank you.